Hi, my name is Kiara, and in this video I'm going to be showing you my content that I've chosen and the learning task in which I have created that is connected to the Australian curriculum for this mathematics topic. For my assessment, I have chosen to go into the strand of numbers and algebra and then the sub-strand of fractions and decimals. So the content descriptor for this strand is recognise and interpret common uses of halves, quarters and eighths of shapes and collections. So the achievement standards for this sub-strand of fractions and decimals is that students should be able to make sense of collected information. They should be able to divide collections and shapes into halves, quarters and eighths, and students can collect and organise and represent the data to make simple inferences. Some of the general capabilities being used in this task is that students are using critical and creative thinking in the area of mathematics. They are generating ideas, possibilities and actions. They reflect on their learning and their processes. Students are also using numeracy, so using fractions, decimals, percentages and rates, and they're also able to analyse and evaluate their reasonings. So the concept being developed is that students will have an understanding of unit fractions. They will be able to show and interpret how equal parts make up a whole, and this is done by using those halves, quarters and eighths. Some of the learning intentions for the learning task that I have created is that by the end of the task, students should be able to identify and display their understandings of fractions, being able to use the halves, quarters and eighths. They will also have an understanding of these different fractions and will be able to use them to make wholes again. I will also see success in this criteria when students are able to approach me and be able to show me the different fractions that they have been making with the game that I've created. It's also a short task, so these students will be highly engaged and they can keep their full attention and won't lose focus because it doesn't drag on, especially for this age group. It also uses interactive pieces and is highly suitable for this year level and age group. So the game that I have created in this learning task is called Pizza Time. So this is an interactive and physical learning game. So each student will receive a pizza box inside of 3 different pizzas. So the first pizza is one that is split into halves, another one that is in quarters, and another one that is in eighths. So during this task, I will ask students to place a different quarter or half into the box. They will then do that and put it in there and then bring it to me and show me what fraction they think that this is. I will then also write up the different numbers, so 1/8, 1/4 or 1/2, so making sure that they're understanding the different numbers as well. During this task, I will be moving around the classroom. I'll be asking students open-ended questions to making sure that they are understanding the concept and asking questions like, why do you think this is a half, or how did you end up with this answer? Kind of elaborating on something that they already kind of know. And this allows me to get the students to describe their findings and able to gain a bit of an understanding of each student and how they're interpreting the task. And also it'll help me to point out the students that need a little bit more support in understanding the concept. So the learning task I've created is interactive, and for this year level it's perfect as it doesn't need to have a long attention span. Most students enjoy a pizza, so using the choice of a pizza to show fractions is a really cool and interactive way to represent it. I'm also using physical objects, so this will allow students to visually see their working out and be able to represent their ideas. It's making it more of an enjoyable experience for students, being that it's engaging and it will be able to allow them to take in the information a bit better. It has connections to the Australian curriculum and its content descriptors for that Year 2 level, and the students are using the pizza cutouts to recognise and interpret them in halves, quarters and eighths.